Okay guys, I wanted to do a video today to kind of demonstrate how I use the QED and the tools and data that it gives you. And some of the guys that ask, you know, what do you use that stuff for? So I wanted to give you an example. In my case, I'm really trying to work on my 40, 50, and 60 yard chips. The better players are always hitting it, 6, 8 feet from the pin, and I'm hitting it 20, 30 feet. And so, to me, to score better, I think I have to get better at those chips. And in looking and kind of researching, I always was trying to hit these 3/4 inch, 3/4 swing, big flop shots, and just real inconsistent. And watching some videos and reading some articles, everyone was pretty consistent in saying, that the pros and better players always hit, not always, but they prefer to hit the low wedge shots with, lots of spin on it, keeping it low. And in fact, a statistic that I found was that most pros are good amateur players. Their wedges, 40, 50, 60 yard wedges, they're hitting at like a 30 to 35 degree launch angle, sometimes even less than that, and putting a lot of spin on the ball. So they're hitting a low wedge shot with a lot of spin, and that's what you want to aim for. So with that data, and I look at my wedge shots, and they're 45 degrees and 42 degrees, and so I did do a little research, find out the techniques to hit the shot, and then I come to the QED. So I can come here and go to the driving range, and I can go to the approach section, and I can set these shots up. So I'm going to set up I'll do a 40 yard shot and then maybe a 60 yard shot. So I come in with a 40 yard shot, and I can come over and hit and see and try to work on getting, I'm trying to work on two things. I'm trying to get my launch angle around 30 degrees and trying to get my spin, 45 to 5,500 RPM. So let me try to hit a few shots. Again, this is work in process, and so don't crucify me, but there's 29 degree launch angle and almost 4,000 RPM, but that ball stopped pretty good, and that was a 32. See, I can look at my launch angle of 32, backspin 43. I kind of hit a little bit behind it. I know what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to hit more ball. I'm trying to hit at the very bottom of the face angle to give the club more time on the ball, to put more spin. The pros say they like to cover the ball more. Now that was a crisp shot. So that was a 32 angle, 3,800 backspin. But again, I'm 8 feet from the pin, so I'm a lot better than that big old flop shot. So there's 33. So I got work to do, but that's how I'm using the QED. Now, when I go to a 60 yard shot, I try to, instead of just trying to hit the ball harder, I take a different club. I take my pitching wedge, and I'm going to try to do the same thing. I want to keep the launch angle low and try to get the most spin I can on the ball. And let's not look at that one, fellas. All right. Now here's one for real. Okay. So look at the launch angle's 27, and the backspin 4,700. So here I am 60 yards out with a pitching wedge, and yet I'm keeping my launch angle under 30. And if I can ever do it consistently, need to hit that just a little bit harder. And 60, you know, it's more of a 50-yard shot. 60 may be really stretching it, but there you go. See it now? Look at that, 24-degree angle with a 5,700 backspin, and that ball checked up really nice. So I'm going to stop on that. Quit while you're ahead. But again, that's how you can use the QED. Now, what's really exciting is that when the IXO comes out, we're also going to be able to see the attack angle and where exactly on the club head that ball is being met. You know, to do what I want to do to hit this kind of shot, the pros are telling you that you've got to contact the ball at the very bottom of the club and let that ball roll up the club face to get maximum spin. Most amateurs, and I'm sure I'm doing it, I'm making contact more in the center of the club head, taking a divot or whatever, and you know, I'm losing spin. So with the IXO, we'll be able to see that. So I think that's going to be exciting. So anyway, that's a couple of, you know, that's how I use the data and the QED tools. Again, don't watch the golf, just, you know, look at the method or look at how I'm using it, and I think you can appreciate that. So if you have any questions, let me know, and talk to you later.